Kontakt 7 is coming out soon and we get to take a look at it today thanks to Native Instruments. And I'm pretty sure after watching this review, you're going to want to pick it up for yourself when it comes out in October. So if you came across this video, you're probably familiar with Kontakt, or you're thinking about picking up the complete bundle that has this included with it. So let's take a look at some of the new features they brought on with Kontakt 7, what makes it different from the previous version of Kontakt, but more importantly, the new updated sound banks and how it can make pretty good sounding songs with just that. Right off the bat, you're going to notice something drastically different. That's the user interface. Not only do we have all of our VSTs nicely arranged here, but we can resize the window. This is huge because now you can take up your real estate on your screen or make it small and compact, and the newer plugins will allow you to resize. I think older plugins will still snap to their normal size, but I think now plugin developers, especially Native Instruments, is probably gonna make their plugins that high DPI or those resizable frames. Finding sounds amongst all these plugins is so much easier now with this update. I can either look by sound type, as we see here, or if I switch over to character, let's say I just want a nice pad. So now I can go here to the pad and I can see, as long as the developers have inputted in here, I can see all of my VSTs that have some type of pad sound. That makes it so easy to go find the perfect sound. They've also included the previews, just like in Komplete Kontrol. That was the main reason I would use Komplete Kontrol, because I could sample the sounds. So let's say we want Choir Omnia here. If I select it once, now I can easily look at the sounds. I said look, I meant listen. So now if we move our cursor down here to show presets, now we can take a look at all the presets because I don't have anything specifically selected. So I like the ability to see the two columns here, and I can scroll throughout. I can preview all the sounds. Let's make this a little larger. So let's go check out lures. When I go into here, of course, I can preview these sounds, but another thing I can do is I can easily go up here to where it says all banks, and I can pick a specific kind of area or category in here. This is huge for sifting through all of these sounds. Now, not every VST is gonna have this unless the VST creator actually categorizes their sounds, but I think this is gonna be something a lot of VST developers start implementing, especially if they're making NKS compatible. Let's move over to piano colors. So that makes it so much easier to go find the sound I'm looking for. But let's say you actually preferred the way the previous version of Kontakt looked. You can still easily switch over to there by selecting this icon right here. Now I have access to all my plugins. I can still select an instrument like Omnia, drag it over, load it up, or go add multiple instruments if you like creating your own sounds. You still have that access. We should probably do a separate video just on Choir Omnia, am I right? Now, the one thing you'll notice on the keyboard down here is it has the colors. Now, if you have a Komplete Kontrol like I do, what you will notice is that those colors do not show up on the keyboard. However, I do have a quick fix for you on there, so stick around to the end and I'm gonna show you how we can easily set it up to where any colors that show in Kontakt will show on our key switches or on our Komplete Kontrols. But before we do that, let's go check out that new sound library. Let's go find Kontakt here. And as you can see, we have all banks here, and then here's all our categories. Band has a lot of great sounding instruments in it, the synths as well, and they all have the previews. Take a listen to this. Every single one of those sounds was in the updated sound library for Kontakt 7. So let's first take a look at that synth sound. How cool does that sound? Now, take a look at this new setup. The updated graphics on this new sound library is great. It's a lot closer to the Play Series controls if you're familiar with that. We have some controls down here that we can take a look at. We have a sequencer that we can go add in, which is awesome. We have an effects rack that we can go add different things in. So there is a lot of control on these included sound instruments. I love this A/B pad to just kind of switch around the sound. overall, I'm just really impressed on how it looks. So if you take a look at the Kontakt library here, we can go down to beats, and now we have all these great drum kits. That one stood out to me, so that's the one I selected for this song. So when we bring it up, you can see just like the Play Series instruments, we have all the keys laid out. If you have your own MIDI controller, you know exactly what keys these are set to. We can select them here. I have my machine set up for the same thing. And we have the controls down here to make it more easy to manipulate the sound that we want. Not to mention, when you move up here to grooves, there is some set grooves that we can take a look at. The orange keys down here are the set sounds, but the purple key switches actually kind of make a groove for you. And all of those beat kits do that. I was feeling a little froggy, so I just made my own beat for this song. The next sound that stood out to me was this just kind of fat, grungy bass type of sound. I thought it sounded really cool, so I came up with this bass line. Now you mix that with the beat, and I thought it made a pretty cool sounding groove. A good sounding trumpet is really hard to come by, especially when it's included on banks that come with VSTs and softwares. So I was really impressed when I came across some of these sounds, but when you look, it looks like they had a partnership with Orchestral Tools, so I should have known it was going to sound great. Take a listen to these trumpets. I think that sounds dope. Now, you've seen me do this before. If I want to make a sound bigger, an easy way to do that is to keep that higher line. I usually pan the higher part a little bit to the right, duplicate that down, put it down an octave, and then pan it a little bit to the left. Listen to these trumpets now. No effects. So listen to the trumpets just with the beat. Oh yeah, we're getting somewhere now. Of course, I have to add some piano in there. Here's something a little odd I found. So I was really wanting some reverb on this piano. I knew there had to be built-in reverb. So I went over to effects, and you'll see here, there's no reverb on here. And I can't really see a way, unless I'm missing it, to scroll anywhere. However, grab my phone here to show you this. So if you have a Komplete Kontrol keyboard, you'll know that you can always select down here to switch through effects. Now when we move over a couple pages, you'll see that I do have access to a reverb, and that is what I added on here. So I don't know if I'm supposed to have multiple pages here, or I could just be missing how to actually get to there. If I do find a way to do it, look down in the description and I'll let you know what I was missing if I was missing something. Here's the last sound I used. I went back into the synths. I was really impressed with the whole synth section here. I did the same thing there. I put it down an octave, I pan them each left and right, and came up with this. You put that all together and you come up with this. Now I wish that natively your Komplete Kontrol would kind of realize that Kontakt has those key switch colors, but there is a way to kind of trick the system. All right, so let's create a new software instrument. We're gonna open up Komplete Kontrol. All right, let's go look for Kontakt 7. There it is. And I need to open up some instrument just to get it open. Now it's just a couple clicks to get this to look the way that we want it. Put this little down arrow here, go to View, and let's do Edit View. There we go. Now we have the Kontakt view we're used to, but I don't want this little left bar over here, so let's do the pull down and let's get rid of the browser. And then lastly, let's go get rid of plugin chain, and there we go. Now it looks for the most part like Kontakt, but the key switch colors are implemented on my Komplete Kontrol. Also, all the effects on my Komplete Kontrol screens, I'm gonna be able to use the knobs. Everything's pre-mapped like every other Komplete Kontrol instrument that I use. Now, if you use Logic, we can set this up to where we don't have to go do all those clicks again. All we're gonna do is we're gonna open up our library. We can do that by clicking this button here, or press Y. And if I go down here to save, I'm just gonna name it to whatever I want. In this case, I named it Kontakt. So now every time I create a new instrument, I'll press Y to open up my library. I'll go to User Patches, click Kontakt. Go ahead and close my library, and now you'll see that the normal instance of Kontakt opens up and I can rescale it and do everything that I already showed you in this video. I don't know about you, but I'm super excited to dive even deeper, not only into Kontakt 7, but the rest of the Komplete 14. So if there's a specific instrument, VST, or something in the Komplete 14 bundle that you want to see, make sure you drop a comment below and I'll make a dedicated video on that. Or if you want to go see a couple other videos where I look at some Native Instruments plugins, you can go ahead and check those out here. But until next time, I'm Phil. Keep creating music.